What's the motherfucking deal? Damn, I feel a little more than expected. Welcome to the den. I am your host, Honcho. Take the notes. Get this proper protocol popping. And plenty to talk about. I got you. Give me just a second. There's a little thing run through so I can open it up because it'll fuck up the thing. I see prepaid got something special. We're gonna do something special. But welcome to the den. We'll talk about selfish and self-awareness. Yeah, I'm a little bit tired of running up and down the stairs, so pardon me for catching my breath a little bit. Live every weekday, 1 o'clock, 7 days a week, 10, Den at 10, Den Show Podcast. Make sure y'all tune in for Saturday. Get you some merch, denshowshop.com. The number, yeah, look, I'm old. Look, I'm trying to, I ran up like 3 times for some old stupid shit because I kept forgetting some shit. Oh, goddamn. Whew. Okay, look, I ain't as young and spry as I used to be. Let me say, we're going to open up the line real quick. People say you got something special for the people. Give me just a second. Let me get everything set up so that you can hear clearly. And then we'll get into the topic after that. Give me just a second. Oh, audio thing. Come on. Wow. All right, we good, prepaid. And then while we're doing that, while we're waiting on the call, let's see who else we got joining us this afternoon. I see Miss K. Grace, Mac 11. What's the motherfucking deal? Kenneth is here. Only one lie, my second favorite New Yorker. What's the motherfucking deal? I bet. Let's see what's shaking. What's the motherfucking deal we got calling into the den this afternoon?
What's good, Honcho? That's prepaid.
What's on your mind, man? Prepaid, you say you got some important info for the people.
Yeah, man. Yesterday my shit was sounding on muffled. Can you hear me good today?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
All right, cool. Hey, look, y'all. I know y'all probably heard about the Equifax data breach a couple of months ago, about a year ago. Mm-hmm. The lawsuit was settled. I believe it's between $700 million and $1.7 billion is what it's estimated to be. Oh, sure. Everybody go on Equifax.com, click on where it says data breach, and then put your last name in the last 6 digits of your social, and it'll tell you if you've been affected by the data breach. If you have, put your information in. You do a file a claim online, and then from there you're gonna get $125 just for doing it. You don't have to ask any extensive questions. The process is about 2 minutes long. The reason why I tell everybody to do it right now is because it's first come, first serve. Oh. And I know $700 million sounds a lot of money, but it's first come, first serve. Mm-hmm. So everybody go to Equifax.com. I'm not guaranteeing everybody was affected by it, but if you were, just go online, put your last name in, last 6 of your social, and do it that way. Do not, I repeat, do not click on any links that anybody sending you about this shit. Go to Equifax.com and do it on their website. I don't know if those links are working that people are getting, but nonetheless, go to the actual website so you can guarantee that it's not one of those scamming websites.
Okay, that's a bit. I'm gonna look up. I'll be multitasking while we in the den. As a matter of fact, I ain't gonna do y'all bad. I'll put the link in the
Equifax.com, and then what you do, Honcho, when you go to Equifax.com, it'll look maybe like 3 little centimeters up under it. It says data breach, visit data breach, and it has like a different link you click on. So just send them to the actual website, and then just click right there. Like I said, everybody, it's first come, first serve. I just want to put everybody on game first so that y'all can get y'all money. As y'all can see, I already got my paper. I don't bullshit. So
there you go, right there.
Me and my wife got our money already. I'm on it, up and at it first thing in the morning. So put the link on there, and then I'll go into the chat and ask some questions about it also if anybody wants clarity on it.
Okay. Yeah, I dropped the link in there. I'm looking at the site right now. So
yes, sir. Hey, also, for anybody who gets the money from the link, it is a finder's fee. You do owe me 1 cocktail when you see me. I don't give a shit if it's tomorrow when you see me or 10 years from now. You owe me 1 cocktail for me hooking you up with this money. So I do want to throw that out there.
That's the least you can do, man.
Yes, sir. So y'all jump on that, and I'll see y'all in the chat.
I appreciate that, prepaid.
No problem, bro.
Already. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, look, prepaid and got y'all prepaid. Bye. Y'all didn't even see where I was coming from with that. Now hold up. Look, I think I'm bullshitting. I feel that shit out right now. I see Shannon Jones, 335 in the house. Bad and Bougie, Corey Key, what's the motherfucking deal? Ant Slack, what's the motherfucking deal? Just say Kanisha. I don't know. I don't be remembering them Dallas folks. And there we go. Look. Let me send that to my old lady too while we bullshit until I go ahead and check that out. Make sure everything on the up and up. I'm gonna give these folks the government. All right, yeah. Alright, everything else on the up and up, cool. Yeah, look, yeah, until now, I don't want the free credit monitor, I want the cash payment. Yeah, all that other good stuff. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. Oh yeah, if you spend time trying to do that shit, you gotta. Okay. Oh, well, I'm getting all distracted and all that good stuff, man. Look, hey Jack. Yeah, this, I like it. Let's just send it to you. There you go, right there. Okay, hold on real quick. Look, hey, you gotta get the money while the money is available. So anyway, like I was saying, today we're gonna talk about self-awareness, and I'm being self-aware that I'm neglecting y'all by fooling around on this. Just pick the check option up quite a bit. Alright. Got that. Give me that. Yeah, that's cool. Alright, cool. Matter of fact, okay, cool, awesome. So, where was I? No, where we at? Yeah, these are reparations. Look, hey, look, y'all want that reparation check? Look, first come, first serve. Better get on it. I think I'm bullshitting. I'm sending to my old lady. But yeah, about self-awareness and selfishness. And now these things are not exclusive of one another. They are affiliated, if you will. Let me see. Look, she don't need this. Look, she ain't gonna do nothing about another person with it. Let me see. All right, hold on. Look, hey, look. Niggas don't play when it comes to look. They giving out free money. Look, hey, I ain't turning down nothing. Alright. Let's see. Alright. Okay. Should probably spent this shit on lunch or something. Anyway, all right, look, everybody just jumped off the deal, went to go get that money. There ain't nobody talking about money. What? We all out of there. Nikki Nap and Nicole. Let's see, look, Nikki, I'm finna talk some trash about you real quick. I'm finna talk some trash about you real quick. Baker man, what's the motherfucking deal? So, you be talking about I be tired of hearing about certain conversations in here. Then you send me a video about some of them culprits yourself. I ain't gonna say nothing, but anyway, it's all good. You know, it's all love. But let's talk about it, man. So self-awareness and selfishness. We probably only go about an hour and a half today. 'Cause I got some things I have to do with time, and I know the yeah, but the man wig. That's shenanigans. Like I say, that whole scenario was shenanigans. But you know, yeah, I got lost. Yeah, self-awareness and selfishness. And so what I'm talking about is being self-aware in your actions versus being selfish in your actions. And I think that, again, like I said, these things are not exclusive of one another. You know, you can be self-aware and realize that you're a selfish person. And I guess vice versa, be selfish and realize, you know, that you're self-aware, you're aware of your selfishness. So I guess it's all going hand in hand. But what I'm saying is that some people are selfish in their actions compared to they're willingly selfish in their decision making. Because we were talking about a certain scenario that took place earlier this week, kind of late last week, whatever. And some of the responses to it, to me, and even not just that, some other things, like it's actually been like an ongoing discussion. And so this is why I'm thinking this is that, because when there's certain scenarios take place, and it kind of ties into last night, who gets to say what, all of these things. And I think when it's selfish, it's like if this matter applied to me because of these specific issues, well, I should get this kind of treatment. But then, you know, had it been another random circumstance with another random individual with a different set of things going on, well, they should know better. And so that's kind of what I'm going. I'm not really talking about a deep dive into being conscious and being, you know, understanding all your flaws and all this, all those things. My thing is just about, you know, your actions when you approach certain things. Yeah, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there front and center with the Westbrook press conference. I got a press conference for y'all motherfucking ass. And yes, there will be sauce today. The sauce is back in effect on the regular now. The training camp has started. Plenty to talk about, plenty of shit to talk. So my thing though is this, right? I don't want to say I'm not selfish. I'm more than willing. I say that I'm selfish all the time. You know, my actions determine that I think quite often I am selfish. I think that's why I'm in some of the decisions I've made, life decisions. There are some of the things that I've done because of selfishness. They're going to deport your ass, Kenneth. That's what they're going to do. That's what's going to happen to you. For fraud and shit. Like old gal up in, shout out to K Gray. She sent me that thing. I think it was a Dominican national or something like that who stole like $164,000 in food stamps and housing and shit like that. Everybody say bye-bye, Kenneth. But no, so what I'm saying is like when you approach situations, how you approach things in your day-to-day life, you know, because, you know, you can look at it and say, well, if that was me, this is what I would do, this, and this. But yet, changing circumstances, changing characters, your response will be different. You know, that's what I'm saying about being self-aware. I try to play the field evenly. When I talk about, you know, of course, here's the deal. Like when I say I'm selfish, yeah, I'm gonna take every advantage that I can for myself, absolutely. But when I look at certain scenarios, I'm not going to, I guess that's where the self-awareness comes in. I'm not going to justify certain things because of factors that are truly out of my control. Being a man, being black, being American, certain things that were predetermined before your birth, things that just will not change because of the decisions that your parents made. So I'm not going to fault anybody. Last night we were having a conversation about, the apologizing. That's what I did want to get into that. And I thought that was funny because That's kind of what started it. The apologizing. It was that Marianne Williamson, I think her name is, and she had all the white people apologize to all the black people. And then I know Miss B. Moore was saying it, and then Prepaid was talking about it too, that white people are apologizing all the time. I want my apology. I can't get the reparations. Let me get some white apologies, goddammit. And I need a $125 check to come with that. But all jokes aside, like I could never understand. Like I look at myself and I flip the script, right? I imagine, well, if I was a white person, would I really feel bad or bad enough to say, hey, I'm gonna apologize to these black people for something that I've never fucking done? No. Half of y'all don't want to apologize for shit that y'all do. I don't want to apologize for shit that I do. I have done. I won't say do. We know they tried to give Hop a bad name when he first got in here. But I don't want to apologize for shit that I've done. The majority of the time, I will. But see, y'all gotta watch my name. She over there always trying to build some shit. You know what I'm saying? My name, see, Kenneth mama bullshitting. She ain't coming with that new desk. So, if you get a chance, let me know what I gotta run you so I can get one of them custom my name desks, And then what I want is I'll check the dimensions of this one. I'm gonna need a couple of drawers. I got 3 on this side, 2 on this side. I don't know what the length is. I need a sizable desk, so I got a bunch of shit to put on it. But then I want a cubby hole for Scotty. So that way Scotty can't just be wandering all around the desk, just like a little cubby hole so he can just kind of crawl in there and just lay in there and mind his own business. But what I'm saying is that that type of thing. And there's just no way, there's no fucking way I would be like, fuck y'all. And everything you believe, there's no way I'm finna apologize for some shit I did not do. That's a tough one. Even in certain these situations where you see some of these Me Too situations. And I've been talking about the guy from Screen Junkies that got caught up. And, hold on one second. Bye. And, they got caught up. And, what? 125 ain't gonna get that shit'll get you, I don't know what that shit'll get you, 10. It ain't gonna get you too far. But, yep, look, fuck 'em. But here's my thing though. Exactly, give them some more information so they can track your ass. But the thing about it is, like I say, apologizing and these things of the sort. Like I said, I ain't gonna talk too long, and I'm opening up the line here shortly because, like I said, I ain't gonna go too long today. Probably only about an hour and a half. The apologizing thing, I guess I should have made that the focal point. But I had 2 other topics I wanted to talk about, and I kind of ended up switching them up last minute. And yeah, what are you talking about? Let me see. Oh, you don't put the I think don't put the pound sign in front of it. Just put the number on there. But like I said, the thing about this is, why are people apologizing? I would not apologize for some shit I didn't do. And I feel what you said. You wouldn't apologize because it makes you feel weak. Okay, well, I'm finna go when I slide through your mama room tonight. I'm gonna go ahead while you're in there snoring. I'm gonna go ahead and dip in your stash. Put that 175 in my pocket. But like I'm saying though, to me that is craziness, and I guess maybe that's where self-awareness could tie into it, because it's just like, hey, I feel bad for the folks and what has happened, but I didn't do any of this, so I'm not finna fucking apologize to you niggas for some shit I did not do. We talk about privilege and we talk about all this other stuff. You're a fool to not take advantage of every opportunity that is presented to you. Look, there's nothing wrong with it, but there's nothing right with it. I was talking about the Marianne Williamson incident where I guess at one of her rallies or some shit she had, I don't know if it was a book signing or whatever the fuck it was, she had all the white people there go and apologize to all the black people. They over there giving them hugs and doing all kind of weird shit. What does that do for me? It does absolutely nothing. And again, and I say, if I flip the script and I put myself in their shoes, I wouldn't be apologizing for shit. If I didn't do anything to you, okay, it is what it is. It's unfortunate, but that's just kind of how things kind of work out, right? Yeah, I'm like, fuck that. I'm not. I tell you, hey, if you ain't do that shit, don't apologize for that shit. I'm a firm believer in that shit. But then, damn it. What I want to, oh, yeah. Speaking of reparations and some funny things, I remember seeing this a while back. Let me tell y'all. No, I'm gonna say that for tonight's topic. I'm gonna say that for tonight's topic. We're gonna have a good damn topic tonight. I'm gonna be tired because I got a bunch of sauce I need to do. We're gonna say that because I want to say something, but I'm gonna say that shit because this is the craziest shit. I don't know, y'all may have heard of it, may not have heard of it, but I'm gonna say that for tonight. Let's open up the line, man, and y'all get your Equifax money, and we just go. Yeah, like, what am I supposed to do about that? Like, it's a crazy thing, man. It's like I mean, like, if it is genuine, like, what does it change? You know, what do those apologies change? What does the outcome change? I'm sorry for you. Do I get like a free Starbucks? You know what I'm saying? Now that's fucked up. The wrong child give up. Now you have accosted that child, and they need to be. The child needs ass whooping reparations. I'm talking. Everybody needs reparations for everything. We need some nappy hair reparations. You know, how many combs have I destroyed trying to maintain and manage? I need to be compensated for these combs. But that's hilarious. See, should have never gave these mods privilege. But again, you know, getting back to self-awareness though, but self-awareness in a situation and selfishness in a situation. Miss Me, I seen Miss Me slide up in there somewhere. Angela. Because it's like that. I mean, think about it. And my name made a good point. Say you beat somebody's ass. I mean, you beat the shit out of them mistakenly. Or let's take the Disney World incident, right? Let's take the Disney World incident. And say old buddy would have apologized for beating old gal ass. Does that change the situation? Does that change the lumps that she got on her motherfucking head? Nothing changes. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this afternoon?
Hello.
Hello. Did the audio say this? Did it go back on? Hold on. Oh, switch back. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yep.
All right. Who do we have? Yes, they can hear you. I have no idea who this is. Rise up, you say. Interesting.
Y'all talking about? What are y'all talking about? I just called to get some pistachios. Y'all some women hate mongers.
Women hate mongers. That sounds about right.
Yep.
That sounds about right.
Y'all hate women.
And why do we hate women?
But y'all love them.
Why? How? In what way do we hate women?
Y'all love to talk about us. Y'all like to put us down and call us bitches if we don't agree with you and shit like that, you know.
When have you heard the men in the den call women bitches?
Yesterday, when the dude, John or whatever the fuck his name is, talking about Ashley, go call her a dumb bitch because she don't agree with him. That's what I'm talking about. So don't act like it ain't happened. It happened on your phone.
Okay. So I don't think that's about them being a woman issue. I think that's a disagreement over a different issue. They had different views.
Well, I mean, even if I'm not going to agree with everything you say, you don't call me no bitch.
Mm-hmm. But maybe
that's not a reason to call somebody a bitch, though. That's not a reason.
But my thing,
that's not. You don't call her no dumb bitch because she don't agree with you. Because I don't agree with all y'all. I don't agree.
No, you agree. You agree with
Mike or Trill.
You
they
agree
ain't
with
never
everything
called
we
me
say.
no bitch.
You agree with everything we say.
So,
you know, you try not to, but you know deep down in your heart that you agree with everything that we say, Miss Meat.
I said I don't. You know I don't.
You say
Y'all don't agree with everything I say. But that's no reason to call somebody a dumb bitch, though.
so.
So that's it.
But those are personal disagreements between individuals. And again, the way people handle, like I said, I try not to. I allow the freedom, and that's why I don't really restrict. We've had some incidents. We've had some tough incidents in here before. Sometimes it is very tough to be restrained. But I think when people have incidents, and that's why I say we're gonna have a segment coming up soon. As soon as I figure out how to get it all together, and I think it's gonna make the Den great again. We're gonna allow folks to get their disputes out live, so you have to call back. We'll allow the Den folk to chime in with their opinions on these personal disputes that the people have. So look forward to that coming very soon.
I don't know how you can have a personal dispute unless you know the person. I mean, it's the internet. Everybody. People are not going to agree with everything you say. That's what makes the world go around. I don't believe just because you say it, that don't mean I believe it, or I agree with it, or I don't feel some type of way about it, or I might feel different about it. I'm just saying, I'm not telling what to do with your show. I'm just simply saying, if they listen, that's no reason to call a woman a dumb bitch.
Okay. But if I'm not,
because she don't agree with you.
Okay, but if I'm not mistaken, and I don't think it was just an agreement. I think it was something that was said in reference to a comment. So I believe there was a back and forth. So it's not like it was just the one thing. And I'm not saying any of it's justified. Everybody's entitled to feel the way they feel about whatever issues they feel. There's different levels of, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of it. I need to eat something today. But, and like I said, I cannot control how people feel. And I know people say, well, you can hang up and do that. But then that would be going against the thing that I say that I want the Den to be, and that is a place where people can speak freely, but where people have that opportunity to voice their opinions, concerns, even if it may be vulgar. Those people have the ability to return and rebut those things also. But
that's not speaking freely. That's not speaking. We can't speak freely if somebody gonna turn around and call you a dumb bitch for speaking freely. That's not speaking freely.
But then you have the opportunity to rebut that. You have the opportunity to call back, and if you feel like, hey, I was accosted for what I spoke and for what I said, then hey, you know what? Well, you're a dick guy.
That's terrible. I know. That's terrible. It's just terrible.
Oh no, I think it had something to do with the reference of the bag of dicks comment. I think that's what it was. He did mention the bag of dicks thing. And I'm not saying Ashley's in the wrong. I'm not saying John is in the wrong. But maybe he felt a particular level of energy when she gave him a cordial invitation to eat a bag of dicks. And so maybe he felt the appropriate rebuttal was to say that she was a dumb bitch.
She wasn't just talking about him. You asked her a question about something. You asked her a question or something. I don't think she was just referencing him, like specifically. You asked her a question. See, you ask somebody a question, they answer the question. If they don't answer the question, the men in the end want you to answer the question, then it's a problem.
But here's the deal. Now I have to go back and check. Now I could be correct. You may be right. I may be incorrect. But I believe that was in what I asked you if there was anything else she wanted to add, and there was a situation in which she was referencing. I don't know. I may be wrong. If Ashley, if you're here, I would love for you to call in and correct me if I'm wrong. But I think that was one of those. Hey, if there's anything else that you would like to add, and she made a reference to some people who were saying this, that, and the third. So I don't know if she was mentioning him, but I don't think it was like a, hey, well, who should do this, that, or whatever. Now, I might be mistaken. If I'm mistaken, then, please correct me. I have no problem. I don't like apology, but I'll apologize for my wrong, but I won't apologize for the shit I didn't do. But I do believe that was in reference to some prior calls before that. I think it had something to do with things that took place 2 or 3 days ago, as opposed to just a specific conversation.
And I watched that video with your auntie stripping at the club. I'm just saying, like, how much liquor do you have to consume to do shit like that?
Do you see how I've been accosting people? If you're in the Facebook group and y'all go watch that video, did you see y'all don't understand the insult and the jab that she just threw at me. She just tried to hit me with a butterbean haymaker. Yeah, that's messed up.
But I'm saying, like, But they was throwing money at us, so I guess, I mean, shit, the girls
Dang.
doing her thing. I'm glad how much.
It was
how
like
much,
one
how much
nigga. It was one nigga throwing somebody. He better
Oh,
sit his, well, he better sit his
I
ass
don't
down.
know.
That was
I
probably
just see somebody was making it rain. Somebody was making it rain, but I'm just saying, God, you know, it's okay to be confident with your body, I guess. So see, I didn't get to call in on that one. I was in class, or well, at the library, really. But you know, I'm just gonna reference that right quick. I mean, I think as a woman, or even men really don't like y'all go around without shirts on. So I'm not even gonna reference men, but as a woman, as a lady, I think it's a, you know, you should cover your body. Like I don't just because you're big and confident, that don't mean you can have on a halter top and some booty shorts. I mean, I understand that you're big, but if you're confident and you're beautiful, and you know, my sister's up there. I got two sisters that's big. You know, they 270 plus. You know, none of them have high blood pressure. None of them have. Neither one. You know, they healthy. But still, you know, they know how to dress. Like you're not gonna catch them out in the summertime because it's hot. You know, short shirt on, some short shorts. So I just think as a lady, whether you're big or small, I think it's you know, especially at a certain age. Now that lady on that, your auntie on that video, she look too old to be doing shit like that. She sit down.
See, y'all see this. I want y'all to take notes. I want y'all to take notes. Shannon, quit trying to cake for that woman. Now, let's talk about that. Let's tie that into self-awareness and selfishness. Now, do you think she was self-aware, or that, you know, come on, because let's be honest. Regardless if you like big girls, small, I mean, some people may like cottage cheese. Some people may like the intense cellulite. And there's nothing wrong with a little bit of that. Somebody else, I think John said that, yes, there's nothing wrong with a little bit. But that whole, that was not ass, okay? Because if she was a skinny woman, she'd have a pancake butt. Like, you can tell where women's features are amplified because of weight, and then you can tell, you know, when they are just naturally
curvy. I was a lot hanging out though, Honcho. I was a lot hanging out. It was just jelly. I think the point all that cellulite was on it. I don't think that lady always been that big. That's why she got all that cellulite. I don't think she's always been that big. I think she got big from eating.
Yeah, no,
whatever.
I would agree. But I think if she was smaller, I don't think that it would be that much back there. Because if you saw when she kind of stood up straight, the way the weight dropped a little bit, it wasn't. There still was not that curvature back there, like that would be. As long as it's, you know, the curvature was not there. You know, even if you big and you got some curves, you know, it's just going to the fat will just kind of find itself around the curve. When she kind of straightened up, it was a disappearing act, if you will. But so that's why I say I think that I definitely agree that she got big, you know, maybe later in life or whatever it was. But she should definitely be disgusted. But was she selfish for attention? Was she self-aware, knowing that men may have liked that particular body type? What would you think if you, not knowing her, even though you claim she's my auntie? If I caught any one of my aunties looking and or dressing like that, I'd definitely roll them. What would you say was her mentality approaching the stage like that?
I think she's always wanted to do that, but I think alcohol had 99% of something that had to do with it. I think that lady was just drunk as hell, and she might have always wanted to do that. She might always want to be a stripper. And then she got that drunk, and, you know, they done mixed them drinks up, and I think the lady was just drunk as hell. That's what I think. She might have been thinking about doing that, and, you know, that courage juice got in her, and she did what she always wanted to do. That's what I think. But it was mostly alcohol. I don't think it had nothing to do with her being confident or not. That lady was just drunk as hell.
It was a grimace from the McDonald's commercial. That's tough. That's all I'm saying, though. You know, alcohol, it just lowers those inhibitions. So it's probably, like you said, it's probably always been in her. It's probably been something she has been wanting to do. And why do you think people like stripping? Is it more for the money or the attention?
What, strippers?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. When my sister stripped years ago, it's about the money with her. I don't know if it was about the attention. I will tell you this. At first, it was about the money with her. Mm-hmm. But then when she started getting all that attention, it was to get more attention. Then she started, thinking she was God's gift to stripper industry and all that. Her head got a little big. Then she started, and she started hating it. Like, she started doing drugs and stuff to fast that, to go into work every night, which wasn't cool either. You see what I mean? You wanted all that attention, and when you got all that attention, and then now you don't want all that attention, now you got to do shit because you got to fight all that attention. You see what I mean? So it was just, I don't know. I think at first it's about the money, definitely. And some people keep it about the money. Like the girls are going to school and going there, strip, go home, and go to school all the daytime and, do that. And then as soon as they get what they get, they stop. And see, one thing my sister messed up on, I kept telling her, you're making all this money, you need to be saving, or you need to be buying you a house. You need to be buying you a car, paying off stuff. But she didn't listen, so she don't have a thing to show for it.
That's tough.
So, she had a house and stuff when she got married, but she didn't divorce. Guess who got the house? He got the house.
Oh, more power to him.
She still don't have nothing to show for it. He got the house and the son. So,
oh shit! How you do that, man? He need to write an ebook.
And she got to pay child support.
Oh.
I don't know how he did it, but he did it.
Yeah, well,
he did it.
That nigga winning.
And neither one of them are like, they're not rich. He's a truck driver, and she got an office job now or something. But he pulled it off.
Yeah.
But Kyle's not mad at him because I'd rather the son been with him anyway. That's just my opinion. I told her that.
Yeah.
So he's good where he's at. Okay. I don't know how he pulled it off, but he did.
Okay.
And that child support come out my check every week.
Okay.
So, but that's all I got. I'm about to go. I got to go into the office.
All right. Don't be giving them people in the office a hard time.
As long as give me one. Look,
like you do the men of the den.
Just because y'all women hate mongers.
We don't. We have never hated a woman. I don't think there's ever been an iota of hate for the women of the den. We have nothing but love, admiration, and appreciation for all you wonderful specimens of womanhood.
Take a poll on that shit.
Huh? What?
Take a poll on that shit. Take a poll with the women on that shit and see what your ass gonna be. Crazy.
I'm gonna take it tonight since it's only a few folks in the night. It's usually more in the evening, so we're gonna take a poll tonight to see if the women folk feel appreciated in the den. But all right, Miss Angela, I'm gonna let you do your thing, and I appreciate you calling in.
All right, bye.
All right. Yeah, that's why I muted that goddamn rise up too. Yeah, I knew it was coming. I muted that shit. Matter of fact, let me dole out some pistachios. While we doing that, what's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this afternoon?
Hey, Honcho, how you doing?
I'm doing well. When I speak to Miss Bell, how are you today, Miss Bell? What's on your mind?
Doing good. Saw the title today, and I think that it should be maybe adjusted rather than being, self-aware. How about self-preservation and selfish?
That's actually much better. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, because I had a different topic and I kind of swapped it up last minute, so I just kind of went with something similar sounding, but that does make sense.
Well, the reason I say that is that self-preservation is far more important than being self-aware. And I like the fact that you were talking about having like a head-to-head about people being able to say what they want to say. I just find it interesting that people are getting upset that they're going to be rebutted about what they're saying. Well, if that's the consequence, if you want to run your mouth, the other person that you're speaking to has a right to rebuttal it. That's debate, and it's still up to individual circumstances. But the bottom line is that that's part of what's going on with this country is, what's the word that we've been using lately? Entitlement. People feel like they're entitled to say whatever the frig they want, and I have a freedom of speech. Well, guess what? The reality of it is you don't. You get to say what you want, but if you offend somebody else, you have a responsibility to fix that crap. And if I have to say something to you in a self-preservation because you're being a dickhead, then that's because you've already offended me, not because of the fact that I'm going out of my way to be rude.
Yeah.
And I feel that most people are like that. Most people don't want to say anything to somebody unless they're being offended by something. And I probably have offended a lot of people in the den. Kenneth most often. However, I don't do it with intent of malice. When somebody does it with being selfish, there's a malice point or a point of not giving a shit about somebody else's feelings because they feel like theirs are more important. Honestly, nobody's fucking more important than anybody else. Let's just get that shit straight. Whether you're the president or whether you're a street sweeper, we're all human beings. If you lack value in what somebody else has to say, then you're being a selfish ass. However, if you also take into consideration what somebody else's feelings might be, then you're showing somebody else respect. It doesn't mean that you're not saying what you want to say, but you're being thoughtful about your words, and that is totally different. People can say whatever the hell they want, but being thoughtful about it is the important part of it, and not offending somebody else. Have I offended people? Sure, I have. Will I own it? Almost every time.
Almost.
Well, there's times that I'm going to just say, fuck it. No, you deserved it.
Okay.
Perfect example. I mean, I think Kenneth is a good guy. He's young. He just wet behind the ears, greenhorn kind of thing. So he doesn't have the experience. He runs his mouth. Actually, got to quote Heidi because she got the quote right yesterday. Don't write a check on your ass that your mouth can't cover. And I think I actually got it backwards. But the point is that Kenneth doesn't have that wisdom to know when to shut his mouth and sit down and watch the grown-ups talk. And I got no problem putting that out there, and it comes across rude.
So that's what I tell folks, they think I'm joking. I like Kenneth, but when
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. It was all muffled. What did you say?
No, I said, yeah, that's what I tell people. It's been an ongoing thing with Kenneth for a while, especially from Soft Sports, the other channel, that, one day we're going to have a meet and greet, and young Kenneth is going to show up. I'm going to slap the shit out of Kenneth. I like Kenneth. This is going to be a slap of correction. Not
and I'm in agreement
violence.
with you. It's like being an auntie and an uncle to an orphan teenager. Yeah, you laugh, but I'm right.
Yeah, it is. Kenneth just got to be
because it's all
corrected.
like the Big Brother, Big Sister program. So sit down and shut the heck up. And there are times when children need to be seen and not heard.
Yes.
And he more often than not is heard, and it's kind of like it deflects whatever the heck we're trying to do. However, I do like Kenneth. I don't think he's a bad person, and I think that ultimately the experience for him hopefully will be a really positive one. But I am going to denozo the back of his head as soon as I see him, so I am totally understanding of that. Anyway, getting back to topic. I think that when people don't think about how somebody else is going to feel when they hear an opinion, that's being selfish. And that's sort of really all I have to go on that. Now, what was Mrs. Meat talking about? Because I came in sort of in the middle of that. Was she upset about the head-to-head?
No. It was prior to that. It was a discussion because I believe John and Miss Ashley had an exchange of words.
Oh,
yesterday.
last night, you mean?
Yes, and so she was not too fond of the wording that was used, and but I was
By
saying,
whom? By either one of them or both of them?
By John, and he felt that because I forgot what he said, something about a bitch, but I forgot the term. And so she was not too pleased with him using that, and I was just referring to that. I believe that it was kind of an ongoing thing, and I felt like that was a response in reference to the bag of dicks, and I don't know if that was towards him or towards somebody else or exactly what it was. So like I say, if,
okay, I'll say this because I'm going to interrupt, but I heard this last night, and yeah, he might have been wrong for it. However, Ashley's also gotten out of line on some of the things she said as well. It may not have been in that particular program, but you kind of got to balance that out with the fact that Ashley's gone there and insulted the guys too. Not that he was right for it or wrong for it, but the point is that I guess it's kind of like in spades. When somebody breaks with the spades, it kind of levels the game out a bit. And she had already broken with a spade in essence, and I know that some people may not understand that, but I don't give a flying rat's behind right now. And the point is since she broke that barrier, it gave the opportunity for somebody else, for men or somebody else to do that on the opposite end. You know, it's just, if you don't allow that to be part of your, I don't want to say lifestyle, that's not even the vocabulary, and somebody else breaks bread on it, yeah, you have the right to be offended, but how far do you take that? You know, are you offended for the person it was said to, or do you take personal offense? And that's something that, quote unquote, we're becoming overly sensitive about. Do you agree or disagree on that one?
No, I would agree, and that's why I say, you know, that's why my thing is that, you know, I kind of let a lot of things fly, and that's why people have the opportunity to call back in, to rebut, to address, you know, those things. Like I say, I try not to chime in and to lean either way. I like everyone equally for the most part. Well, some of y'all I like a little bit more than others, Kenneth, but. You know, but for the most part, so I try to let people handle things in their own accord. Now, if it just becomes some type of, you know, unmitigated just bashing and assault for no reason and just random attack, then, you know, we'll handle it accordingly. But if it's a dispute between, you know, two individuals, I'm going to allow them to go back and forth and, you know, try to handle those things. I think that's why I want to do the debate thing real soon, so people can have a chance to kind of go head to head. And then, you know, the den folk can kind of chime in with their opinions on what, and maybe we can settle some issues that have been ongoing, so people can have a better understanding.
And I think it's really interesting, the juxtaposition of John being a northerner, and then I'm presuming that Ashley is in the South. I don't know.
No, she's some kind of dirty Yankee. Yeah.
Okay. She so that makes it cool though too. For the fact that they're both very strong-headed and very openly opinionated, which I enjoy both of them for different reasons. Didn't need to be qualified, but I just thought I'd throw it out there. I find it interesting when they spar together like that, because they're both looking at it from their life experience, and it's so vastly different that they're going to come to different conclusions sometimes. The other thing is this is kind of coming back to the topic of self-awareness and selfishness. And it's going to seem a little off until I finish my statement. Do you remember we were talking about how one of the rappers brought the white girl up on stage?
Yes.
And the whole scene when she used the N-word and the whole audience just kind of like, you could hear a pin drop kind of thing?
Yes.
I will tell you that I hold the rapper responsible for that, and I'll tell you why. Okay. Because, like anything, when you get into the rhythm of it, whether it's an old song, whether or not it's a rap, if you're going to the beat of it and you're continuing on, it's like he knew that they were going to say it, so she had the presumption that it was okay. If you're going to sing, I mean, unless you're going to, dub the N-word for everybody, then what he did to her was he kind of put her on Front Street about that. No. Which, in fact, he's wrong for, because it's just, he was selfish for expecting her to not do that. And there was a lot of assumption on both people's sides. But you tell me, when you're listening to a song and you know that it's got lyrics that are questionable and you're around the little one, do you change your language? Obviously you would.
Yeah, I definitely do. I try my best not to listen to it.
Okay,
but
the old thing is when you're in mixed company, you be thoughtful of your words. And you're right, she was wrong for it, but she was also really young, and she also really liked the song. So with it just being a last-minute thing, there was a lot of assumptions on both sides. Now, do I think she was right for saying it? No, but that's just me because that's who I am. Do I think that under the circumstances she was wrong? Technically, no. Because there was nothing talked about and said, hey, you can sing the song with us, but just don't use that particular word. You know, when you put somebody out there like that, they're just going on what they would normally do. And I hate to say this, but I know that there's a lot of white people that in their private homes probably say the N-word because it's in the lyrics. And this is something, and I know I'm getting off topic, but it's really important, is that it's awesome that music is so diversified, but I find it really frustrating when there's certain parts of it become exclusive so that other cultures can't say this or that or the other thing about the music, but yet they want us to buy their CDs. They want us to buy their albums or their this or their that, but yet we're not allowed to take full advantage of all the lyrics.
That is an excellent point.
And I'm just looking at across the board because I don't like some of the other female things that are said either. But, I mean, back in my day, okay, I'm talking Tone Loc, I'm talking DMC, I'm talking about way back in the original when Aerosmith was with, I think it was DMX, they did Walk This Way. But, like I said, I'm wicked old school. And back then, the lyrics were clean. So, the point is if you can get the lyrics cleaned up, you have a broader audience, you're going to make more money. And that's just simple fact.
Yeah,
but, again, that's the white person talking, and I don't always know shit, so... And I'll own that. Today.
Okay. But no, that's a very interesting point because, yeah, you know, what if you can't take full advantage of something? And I think this kind of goes into what we were talking about the other day, who can say what, but like if you want me to buy your product, you want me to, purchase and support, but then you're telling me that I can't take full advantage of what it is, your art, I guess you could say. I can't take full advantage of your art. Well, at least not in public. In private I can, but what I do in public with your art is being deemed a certain way.
So wait a minute, I need to interrupt you. So what I'm just hearing us both talk about is that a sense of prejudice from the black community.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I wouldn't call it reverse racism because that's stupid.
Yeah, but
racism is racism.
Yeah. I think
or exclusivity.
I think that I do think there's a sense of prejudice, but does it come from, you can say that, there's an idea based around that word, but then again, if you're using it in context, does that change, the meaning? Does it change the, what's the word I'm looking for? Connotation of the word? Does that imply something different when you are, using it the way that the artist intended to use it? I mean, I don't think that there would be a racial aspect to it.
I'm sorry. Many words have been bastardized over the years anyway. I remember in 80s, early 90s, it was good meant bad, bad meant good. It's the generation reinventing the frickin' wheel. Just call it the damn wheel. But they think that they've got something better by changing it when it's still the darn wheel.
Yeah.
And that's kind of... And the N-word has always been a negative connotation of a word. So I can't understand how somebody can put a positive spin on such a derogatory negative word if you're looking it up in a general Oxford dictionary or a general dictionary or encyclopedia or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't go with Urban Dictionary because that can be changed and everything else. I'm talking about by the powers that be with the bigger, older dictionaries and words.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, it's a word that I think it's just gonna be. I don't know. I don't want to say till the end of time, but it's going to be something that you'll never get a general consensus on, because you're always going to have people who feel whichever particular way about it. And I don't think, like I say, even within the black community, you're not going to get an agreement. So then when you start talking about bringing outside cultures and races and things like that into it, then it becomes an even bigger issue. So I mean, it's one of those things that I think society has kind of done what they've done with it, because it seems like everybody says it anyway. But then you're still going to have a segment of the population, and I guess rightfully so, that feel a certain way about it. But that's not going to change the outcome. I don't think people are going to.
I completely agree. I mean, like I said, I know that it's never going to change it. It's just that I think that it's good to still keep it as an open line of communication about it. But that's just me. Anyway, I'm definitely over my 5.
Well, you're all good. It's all good. Okay. Well, I appreciate it. And I may have to go back and maybe tweak the thumbnail or something, because I think self-preservation is a better comparison. Because like I say, self-awareness, you can be self-aware and selfish. So they're not exclusive of one another. So I think that self-preservation may be a better angle of it. Okay.
Right, but self-preservation, sometimes you have to retaliate on somebody being a stupid ass and going, hello, check yourself. That's self-preservation, so that you're not losing your self-value and who you are. But being selfish is not thinking about what's coming out of your mouth and expecting somebody else to accept that crap. Bottom line for me. All right, I'm back to the boards, and I definitely enjoyed this one.
Well, thank you for calling in and sharing your views, Ms. Bell. I appreciate it.
All right, later.
Not nice and niggly, huh? T'Challa? Interesting. With the A and not the hard ER. Okay. Well, as long as you've clarified it, we have no beef. Is it bad if a black person calls another black person the hard ER? Like, how does that imply? How does that work? Is there rules if a nigga use the hard ER to another nigga? What's the motherfucking deal? Who got calling in to the den this afternoon?
Yes, Honcho, prepaid.
Prepaid. What's the motherfucking? What's the motherfucking deal?
Oh man, I'm just being silly. Look, man, everybody, y'all need to go Equifax and get y'all money. I'm gonna start off by saying that. And Miss Meat, you cannot say that John is wrong for what he said to Miss Ashley, when Miss Ashley said that she is completely against interracial dating. Like, you can't say interracial dating is disgusting and think that you're not going to offend some people. Now, I'm a type of person where I feel like you just say the fuck you want to when you want to, because you're an adult and it's freedom of speech. I also don't get mad when other people contest what I say. For example, I said if I was the little Cuban dude, I would have kicked Erica Thomas in her ass for being in line with all those items. You took that as domestic violence, Miss Meat, and said that you would shoot me in the head. Now, Miss Meat, come on, we on the same team here. It don't work that way. You can't take what a man say and then be so pro femininity and get so angry that, you know what I'm saying, just it blinds what you're saying. It goes, what's good for Peter's good for Paul. What's good for the goose, good for the gander. Miss Ashley said what she said and opened the door for John to be offended, and then rightfully so he said what he had to say. I said what I said, and rightfully so it offended you. I don't know why it offended you, because, but whatever reason, you took offense to it. Now, I didn't threaten any bodily harm on you at all, but you still took it personal and threatened to shoot me. And I don't know why you would threaten to shoot me, Miss Me, because, they didn't stop making guns when they made yours, right? They got a lot of them over here in my house. But I wouldn't shoot you anyway, because I love you. We like kissing cousins. The problem with self-awareness, Honcho, is that too many people are apologetic. Look, man, if you're at a concert, you say the N-word, don't fucking apologize. You around some niggas and niggas is wildin', you say niggas is wildin'. There ain't nothing to apologize for. No. If they ask you who stole your shit, niggas stole my shit. Like, I call them the limperous people. Like, they too busy trying to be political. It's okay, man. It's okay. All y'all sit up here and say, fuck Donald Trump, and they making all the songs and shit, and I say, fuck Barack black ass, and then everybody mad and want to go to riding. It don't work that way. It's the same fucking position, man. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with saying what the fuck you feel when you feel. That's a part of being an American citizen. Freedom of speech. You don't like something, say it. Now, if a motherfucker decide he want to go to fighting or whatever the case may be, if you willing to say what you said and believe in it, then so you say and believe in it. I wear my Trump shit all the time. Wish a motherfucker tell me something. I'm not advising y'all to go out and do the shit, because some of y'all can't fight. So you might want to stay away from that type of shit. But nonetheless, man, the fact of the matter is, bro, we're get back to a point where if you feel a certain way, say what you got to say. But the most important thing you got to understand is people are going to rebuttal what you say. Everybody's not going to agree with you, and everybody is not going to, to put their head down when you say something. And most importantly, just because a man disagrees with a woman or says that she's a dumb bitch for having an opinion, that don't mean we hate women. We all love women. Ain't no man trying to be around a whole bunch of niggas all day. We ain't doing that. And if you a black man and you say something negative about a black woman, it's okay. We don't hate you. We don't hate our mothers. We just don't agree with that situation. We just don't agree with that situation. Now, on self-awareness, and I know a lot of y'all going to get mad when I mention it, but I'm going to say it anyway. For any of y'all who was defending Erica Thomas, when everybody in this chat was telling y'all that she was 1,000% correct, y'all got to come in here and apologize. Because our witnesses have come out and said that she was indeed the aggressor. That she was the one telling that man to go back to his country. See, that's what happened with self-awareness. See, she thought she was going to pull the old race beta card, go on TV, because it's so bad. They're telling us to go back to our country, and had no idea who she was fucking with. What's his name? Eric Spartan or whoever he is? That little motherfucker is fed up with shit in America. You got to be careful who you do shit like that with. Pick the right motherfucker to pull that shit with. Pick the rednecks. Don't pick regular-ass citizens. They'll bite you in the ass. And you also got to be careful who you fucking with, because you might fuck around running into one of these wokey-woke Democrats, and as y'all can see, he ain't the one to be fucked with, because I would have never showed up to somebody else's press conference. This nigga popped up on her ass. Like he on some, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you looking for a nigga here type shit. Like he was, hey, I'm right here. Sam is telling her to roll back the film. He got our witnesses and shit. So a lot of y'all, man, just be self-aware, bro. And if you're gonna do something, man, let your nuts hang. The only thing I think Erica did wrong in the situation, Honcho, was she recanted her statement. Yeah. If you say that man told you to go back to your country, even if you lying, listen, y'all, I don't care if you lie. Lie to the bitter end. Yeah. If you believe strong enough to go on here on YouTube and create them fake ass tears and get the line on people, lie to the bitter end. Because as soon as you start backtracking, a person like me is like, yeah, that bitch lying. I can't do nothing with her now. You lose all credibility. So I know it sounds terrible coming from me telling y'all to lie, but shit, you decided to lie before you talk to me. Just lie to the very end. That's all I got for you.
Already. I agree, man. Hold it down. Shout out to Prepaid.
And to all y'all, get your Equifax money. Get your money. Go on there, because if you go on there and they run out of money, that's shame on you. $125 is not a lot of money, but nigga, it'd be $125 more than what you currently got. So that's it for me. Y'all be blessed.
Already, Prepaid. Appreciate that, man. Now, okay, Ms. B, so you say you should have. So let's get back to the discussion that we were having kind of briefly in the Facebook group, Ms. Meat. So when does he should have minded his business, right? So when does minding your business stop and when does it start? So if, like I say, if somebody getting some dude working his wife over in the middle of the street, should I mind my business? Should I intervene? When does minding your business okay and when is minding your business a problem? Because there has to be a line drawn there, and that's what I'm trying to figure out. Where's the line drawn? So I should mind my business about something that is, even though it's not illegal, but it's wrong, as opposed to something that may be illegal and is also wrong. But where's wrong, and where is when do we intervene? What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this afternoon?
It's Shannon.
Shannon, how are you, Shannon?
Yeah. I'm doing all right. I just got done working out.
What kind of workout did you do today?
What?
What kind of workout did you do today?
No, not much. Just some cardio and some weightlifting, and I went jogging for a little bit.
Some cardio, some weightlifting, and some jogging. How much weight did you lift? What kind of weight? Did you do free weights? Did you use the machines? What kind of weightlifting did you do today?
No, I got like these. They're hand weights that I put on my hands and my legs.
Okay. Okay. You got a shake weight?
Like I got ankle weights and I got these weights that I wear on my hands when I went jogging.
Okay. You need a shake weight though. You got to get you a shake weight.
No, I got dumbbells in the house.
But you need that shake weight. Dumbbell can't give you the intense workout that a shake weight will give you. I'm telling you.
A shake weight just teaches you how to jack people off.
That's disgusting. That was not what I was making reference to, but carry on. So what's on your mind today, Mrs. Shannon? How can I know that? You got to tell me. I cannot assume the difference because obviously I didn't think it was a problem with old buddy, my bad, Miss Shannon, but Miss B. I didn't think that there was an issue with him going and saying what he said. So how? Obviously, I don't know the difference. So that's why I'm trying to.
Okay.
Miss B.
The caller from last night brought something up, and I hate white people apologizing.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it. I hate it all the time.
So white people apologize?
Because they always apologize. Yeah, my white friends apologize for shit all the time. And it's like, stop apologizing to me, please.
Mm-hmm.
It's like every time they hear one of these fucked up stories or something and they learn something new, they like, oh, I apologize. And I'm like, stop it.
I must be hanging around the wrong white people. I don't get no apology.
Like,
after you engage,
I can't exactly hold you responsible for something that motherfuckers who are long dead or people who've already been punished for did. Or I can't hold you responsible for something that your fucked up grandfather did. It had nothing to do with me.
So when you engage in your race play scenarios, do they apologize afterwards?
Not exactly afterwards, more like before. Sometimes they be like nervous to even participate in the whole thing because they be like, that's such an awful word. I don't want to call you that. And I'm like, look, just go ahead and do it, okay? It's what excites me and whatnot. Stop being a pussy about it and just go ahead and do it. That usually gets the desired effect.
Okay. That's tough. That's tough. Okay. So apologies. So you say
like I hated that shit in school. Whenever we read classic literature, I hate white people apologizing for reading what's in the book.
Yeah.
Like, just read the fucking book.
I mean, I used to be the only nigga in class. They wouldn't apologize. They were, you said cracker. I'm like, well, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like, it would be like the teacher starting some shit more than anybody else. Well, and making a big deal about shit. Like, I don't give a fuck about this shit.
My professor does that all the time at the college I go to. She's always apologizing, and it's annoying as hell. Because, like I said, when we read classic literature, she's always fucking apologizing. And then she's like, I just don't want to offend anybody. And I'm like, it's in the book. Just read the book.
Okay. So how do you usually respond to these apologies when someone apologizes? What do you say?
I just usually tell them that there's no need for them to apologize, but I'm annoyed as fuck every time they do it.
See, I'm looking at Angela here. So you're supposed to be enlightening us, Angela. How do we learn if we don't exchange the ideas? I understand you said what you said, and I understand how you feel, but then where does minding the business start and stop? That's all I'm asking. So
it's just like I told you before, how I've had a few racist aggressors call me a nigger in public, and a few of those times I was with my white friends, and it annoyed me because they kept apologizing the rest of the whole fucking day.
You know why they was apologizing? Because low key they agreed with whoever called you a nigger. They just
she kept, like my white friend, she kept saying, I apologize for the behavior of my people. This is unacceptable. And I was like, I don't care.
Okay.
It just annoys me so much.
Okay. So, interesting. So, what do you think? Do you really think that there's an outcome or a benefit or does anything change from people apologizing for something they had nothing to do with?
No, not really. I mean, like I said, my friends who are white, they're good people. They don't say the N word around me out of respect for me, or they don't even like say that word at all because they don't like it. But it's not going to change anything how one individual feels about you, because you're going to encounter those type of people no matter what you do. Like a motherfucker could walk up in your office and call you a nigger and walk out. What are you gonna do? Drag them across the desk? I mean, you could, but then you're gonna be out of the job.
So has any of the same friends who are apologizing all the time and not justifying, but making up for all the transgressions that you've had, have any of them ever slipped up and used the N word or said something racist to you?
No. But then again, I won't exactly call this person a friend. This is more like, this goes back to how I said I'd rather a racist person be open and honest with their rhetoric, because passive people who claim that they do not see color but feel a totally different way and will say something behind your back are the worst. Because this particular individual was saying some shit basically referring to, like, this was a few years ago when the Trayvon Martin trial happened. And she was like reposting stuff and messages and everything like that. And she was saying how black people are basically, we are second class human beings on this earth, and we're niggers and we're monkeys and stuff like that. And how we would be so much happy if we accept that.
But did she ever say anything like that to your face?
No, she didn't say it to my face, but she was saying it behind my back, is the point. Like, she's that person, like I said, she was that person that I had known for a long time, and the type of person who always says that they don't see color, that they're not racist, or that they're not that, but they will say a completely different thing behind your back.
Yeah, now
those are the passive type of racist people.
But those people to be like, they live a miserable life, because if you can't be honest about your feelings, if you can't be truthful about the way you feel openly, and I'm not saying just run around yelling and screaming and throwing your hood on and doing all that, but hey, you know what? If you don't like niggas and you feel like, I mean, say it to my face. Like, be open with that shit. If you gotta sit there and hide it, well, I don't want to come up with it. Then you're living like a double life. You're wearing this fucking fraudulence. And to me, those are the worst kind of people. Like I said, yeah, I'd rather you be open. Just tell me how you feel. I'm gonna give you probably a fuck you fucking dumb. Get the fuck out of my face. I'm not gonna
exactly. Like, she would act a certain way around black people. But it was a bunch of her and her white female friends and white male friends that were saying it, that were reposting it, that were saying it and everything. And then she tried to claim she's not racist. But then she gets all nervous when confronted to her face about it.
You just gonna put them hands, or you gonna put them paws on her?
No, I didn't put my hands on her. I confronted her to her face. And I kind of laughed a little bit on the inside because she was getting all red in the face because somebody actually confronted her.
What if she would have beat you up? Would that have been 2 L's?
She can't beat anybody up.
How do you know that? Well, she might take karate. Does she have any Asian friends?
Look, no, she don't got Asian friends. Oh. She probably say shit about them too.
No, well, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
And she can't beat nobody up because I'm the one who always had to took up for her and protect her ass. So there's no way she be beating my ass.
Look. Y'all be talking about Honcho, you be talking bad about the Asian people. The Asian people are winning. They don't give a shit about what I'm. Go ask Chicago Mike. Y'all think Chicago Mike give a fuck about what we talking about? Chicago Mike out there winning. He don't give a fuck what we talking about in the den. I was like, yeah, you niggas keep talking about me. I'm a doctor.
But yeah, those are the type of people that you need to worry about, because those are the ones that'll stab you in the back in the heartbeat.
Okay.
The passive ones that pretend they something, but they not.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. You don't want to be passive aggressive about tomfoolery and shenaniganery. Okay. All right. So what about
So
self-awareness? What about self-awareness and selfishness? Do you think it's okay to be selfish?
I think it's okay to be selfish to a certain degree. Cause like I'm gonna use myself as an example. Like recently, when I told you that I took your advice and I had to tell those other people that I could not no longer be closely involved anymore, like I was, I have to be selfish for me because I have to take care of my stability, my mental health, and my sanity and everything. And I can't just keep jumping back and forth, and I can't keep waking up every fucking 5 minutes every time the phone rings and something happens and have to hop to a bitch's place to save a bitch, basically.
The bunny hop?
Huh?
The bunny hop. Is that how you hop? Do you bunny hop? Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. See, that's before a lot of y'all time. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Bunny hop used to be the shit. That used to be that shit. That shit get the party jumping. Anyway, let me stop.
Like these, like I can't keep doing. I just like I finally realized I can't keep doing this. I can't keep doing this forever. Like they keep getting themselves in these domestic violence situations because they keep dating the wrong motherfuckers and everything, and I don't know what's wrong with that. I think it's because they used to dating those kind of men, so that's what they go for and whatnot. But I can't keep doing it because you keep putting yourself in this situation. So I got to be selfish right now and think about myself first. As much as I want to help you, I can't because I got to put me before you.
Okay.
So,
But here's the thing, okay, and I'm digressing because I'm talking to Miss Meat. But you say there's not a law about the grocery, but there's a rule, right? And there's rules on jobs that you don't follow those rules, you get fired. So if rules are set in place to keep a certain level of order, and somebody comments, if the thing is set here, and again, it's not a law to not say anything. So if she didn't break the rule, he didn't break a law, she didn't break a law, then what was wrong with what he did compared to what she did? If we can pass her actions off, then why can't we pass his
because
actions
he was
off?
the one who decided to go back into the store and confront her when it didn't inconvenience him. Because like I told you before, when I worked at a few grocery stores, management will tell us to ring these people up anyway.
Okay.
It doesn't matter if they got, like, our lines at the stores I worked at were 15 items or less.
Okay, well, she would have been
And
removed.
if my lane is open, and all the other ones are full and mine is open, I have to ring her up anyway.
Okay, but all the lanes were open, so why couldn't she have just gone to a lane that would have accommodated her needs?
Like, I really don't know, but it doesn't matter because once she's no, it doesn't because management sees it as once she's in that lane, I still have to ring her up. As long as there are no other customers as long as there's no other customers behind her in my lane, I have to ring her up if I'm at the express lane.
You didn't ring her up though, but she made a choice. She made a conscious decision before all of that took place.
And he made a conscious decision that brought on the bullshit.
No, because if she would have
yes, no, Honcho, you on his side because he got it.
I'm muting Shannon. Shannon, nobody can hear you now. You've been muted. She made a conscious decision to go into an express lane with more than enough items. See, y'all y'all justify this. Apparently they didn't say that because you have workers coming out and siding with old buddy.
No, because if management finds out that at least at the grocery chains that I've worked at, if management finds out that you started a confrontation that you told another customer,
have you ever worked at Publix?
That you told another, have I what?
Have you ever worked at Publix?
Have I ever worked where?
At Publix, the grocery store where it took place.
No.
Okay, so how can you compare your experience at other grocery chains who have a different set of rules to what happened in this incident?
It doesn't matter.
It does
because
matter.
you know what's
It
going to
does
happen.
matter.
Because if that store gets backlash, they're going to fire the employee.
Look,
It's simply as
Kroger's
that.
operates different than Aldi's operates different.
Let that
Randall's
store get some
operates
backlash, and you're going to
H-E-B.
hear that the employee then got fucking fired
It
because
doesn't.
they
That doesn't.
opened their
But that
mouth and
doesn't
they should have kept their mouth
matter.
fucking
That
shut.
doesn't matter. What does that have to do with anything? This all started. It's a domino effect. If the woman never walked into an express lane when the other lane.
No, if he never walked back in the store and confronted her to begin with, it did not inconvenience him.
Shannon, you can't confront somebody about doing wrongdoing if they didn't do anything wrong. So whether or not the incident it was petty or trivial or whatever,
it was not wrong because it didn't
right.
inconvenience him. So why did he give a fuck?
Oh, okay, so basically, if I'm walking Scotty at the park, right, and somebody else is walking their dog, the dog ain't acting right, they kick the shit out of their dog. Does that inconvenience me? But does that change from being right or wrong? It doesn't inconvenience me or Scotty at all.
Does that inconvenience you?
Okay, so but if I say something about it, am I right or wrong?
But he wasn't inconvenienced because he got he was already checked out and already
It
left.
doesn't matter. I wouldn't be inconvenienced if somebody is beating the shit out their dog and there's the little water place around. If they beat their dog and then they kick it into the fucking water, right?
I just go about my day and call 911.
No, but why? It's not inconveniencing. Why would you call 911? Why would you even interfere with the situation?
Like I said, I'm gonna go about my day and just call 911.
But guess what? You can't call. You can't call 911.
You want to be technical? I would have took that dog.
Okay, so now you're finna jump into the water and go save the dog. Now, what I'm saying is, so,
but guess what?
But guess what? Okay, but listen. Now, this is what you're overlooking everything. Now, you wouldn't have to call 911. You wouldn't have to go in the water to get the dog. You wouldn't have to do any of these things if that person did not create a situation in which you had to.
That is not even the same.
But what
I'm saying about a grocery aisle because he got a little upset because she was in the express lane.
It does not matter. Like you said,
it does matter.
Y'all see now what y'all didn't peep what I just did though.
It does matter.
I hope y'all are
and
paying
besides,
attention.
it's bad luck to argue with a pregnant woman.
I hope y'all pay attention to what I just did there. Right.
It's bad luck to argue with a pregnant woman.
It doesn't matter if she's pregnant.
So it doesn't matter. It's bad luck to argue with a pregnant woman, and he gonna have a bunch of bad luck because he called to argue with a pregnant woman.
Bad luck. So I mean, you should never talk to any bitch in the hood then, because it's just gonna be bad luck. Because all of them pregnant, all of them argue. So I guess you can't. Talk.
I don't argue with pregnant women.
Man, what kind of shit is it? Like, where is these fucking what's the shit called? I can't even think about it now. Damn, what's the word when you walk on the ladders?
You get a fucking gypsy person.
Yeah, you
arguing with a pregnant woman.
You making this shit up, man. Arguing with a pregnant woman? Really?
Yeah. Yes.
That's craziness, man. Like
you're supposed to make the pregnant woman happy.
Man, that ain't my baby. Fuck. She already get the fucking extra close parking spot at the store. Look, you're not handicapped. You may be slightly debilitated, but you're not handicapped. That mean I got to park 5 spots down the way now because you right next to the handicap park. Some aisles don't even have handicap parking. They got pregnant parking and then the handicap shit on the other. Like, come on, get the fuck out of here.
I know because a lot of stores out here have reserved parking spaces for pregnant women.
All right, and I think that's unfair. So what else do you got an extra parking space? Then you're trying to hog the lane that you ain't supposed to be in. What would it have killed her to walk over maybe 5-6 steps to a lane that it was not express, that was open, that she could have went and put all her groceries in and been done? If she
how do we know these other lanes were open?
How did he go to a lane? This is the funny thing, because when we say, oh, well, he wasn't inconvenienced, so that means he automatically went to a lane that was open, right?
Motherfucker, I go to the fresh checkout. And now you gotta be cussing in front of my elderly neighbors.
They gonna call you a nigga. That's all.
I go to the self checkout.
Okay, what if this place didn't have a self checkout?
Then I go to another lane.
So why couldn't she have gone to another lane if the lanes were open and she had
Honcho, why does it matter? She's straight. I just told you it's bad fucking luck to argue with a pregnant woman.
Now you're making stuff up.
No. I actually do believe that. You can call that superstitious if you want. But it's bad fucking luck to argue with pregnant women.
Oh my God. Okay.
It is bad luck. You get a fucking gypsy curse or something.
Now we got gypsies in the Publix. because the woman can't go to an accessible lane because she didn't want to take the extra few steps that would have been necessary. What it comes down to is, was he petty for coming back in the store? Yes, we've already addressed that. But he would not have had a reason to come back into the store or say anything.
No, he should have just gotten in his car and drove off and went about his day. Instead, he chose to
see what I'm saying?
confront her.
You don't
He
even
chose to confront her.
You don't even want to listen to. Let's get to the root of the problem, and the root of the problem is extremely simple.
No,
And
he is the root of the problem because he should have just went about his day.
This is what happens with the men and women. What does me having to be pregnant have to do with anything? Okay, it's a lot of women who are in their 30s, 40s, 50s. They never been pregnant. So, like, what does that have to do with anything? Pregnancy has no bearing on this. She willingly got pregnant. So, guess what? Deal with the consequences of your actions. Same way we talk about free speech.
Because being pregnant, I imagine it's worse than being on your fucking period. And I'm pretty much an emotional bitch and will bite your head off if you bother me while I'm on my fucking period.
That has nothing to do with me. That's not inconveniencing me in any way. So what does that have to do with me? I'm not inconvenienced. I'm not on a period. I'm not pregnant. I'm not inflated. I'm not bloated. What does that have to do with me? So why?
Because you're not a man, so I don't expect you to. I mean, you're not a woman, so you don't. I don't expect you to understand.
Okay, so I mean, that's it. So why? But why do I have to? Because of the way biology and nature work, why do I have to change what I'm doing? Because you are feeling inconvenienced and frustrated. That's not my problem. That's not how it works.
No, like if you call me on a bad day, I'll cuss you out while I'm on period and shit.
Okay, well,
like you bothering me, motherfucker, while I feel like I'm being punched in the ovaries and shit, and I'm in pain. And
but like what I'm saying,
I'm going to kill you.
What does that have to do with me? I didn't do it. I didn't make you start a period. I didn't do any of these things. Like, so what does that have to do with me? What gives you the right, because you're in a bad mood, to take your problems out on me? I could have stubbed my toe.
Because you are the one who confronted me, so you got in my way.
Okay, but this is your justification. So if I stub my toe walking into the store and I'm mad and you say something to me, that gives me the reason to act irate and be belligerent and everything else because I'm in a little bit of pain. I'm in more discomfort than I'm normally in. So that justifies that?
Honcho.
Answer the question.
Is nothing to period pain.
No, quick. See, you're avoiding the question.
Toe pain is nothing to period pain.
I mean, I think it's all relative, so I can't answer that. I've had toe pain.
Is nothing to period pain.
Have you ever stubbed a pinky toe? It is painful.
Yes, I have.
Okay, all right. So
and it's nothing to period pain.
Okay, you can't. How do you?
Cramps are motherfuckers.
How do you quantify that? How do we determine that what you're saying is true? How can we measure? Is there a scale? I mean, I'm serious. I mean, because you're saying something, but then there's no way of proving it. So what may be painful to you might not be painful to me. What may be painful to me may not be painful to you, but there's no way to prove what you're saying. So you're justifying these outcomes.
Because you're a man, there's no way you can have a period. At least some of y'all motherfuckers act fucking moody like you might be on your fucking male period. But whatever.
With that being said, why is it my responsibility, since I don't go through that, why is it my responsibility to have to, if I'm not dating you, you're not pregnant with my kid, I don't even know you like that. So what am I supposed to go? So, but this is what you're saying though. Should I go up before I interact with every woman?
Because
day-to-day?
I'm not going to, I'm talking about from me. Okay, I'm not going to argue or anything or confront a pregnant woman because I do believe it's bad luck to argue with a pregnant woman.
Okay, but this is what I'm saying, though. This is what I'm saying.
You are just a disrespectful man and probably would walk up to a pregnant woman and argue with her just for the sake of upsetting this pregnant woman because you're mad that she has 5 motherfucking more items than she should.
If she ain't breaking the rules, I ain't got nothing to say to her. If she's not breaking the rules, I have nothing to say. Because if she doesn't create a situation where I can't say anything, I can't say, oh, you got 10 items in a 10 item. Like, ooh, bitch, you real close to the brink. If you would have got one more item, I'd cuss your motherfucking ass. Don't get that candy from the fucking the little stand. I'm gonna cuss your mother. I can't do that. She got 10 items, so I can't fucking say nothing. She's following the rules. So if she don't create a situation,
look, Honcho. There's been plenty of times when I worked in a grocery store, and if I saw a motherfucking lady who's like 8, 9 months pregnant, I'm going to ring her up over everybody fucking else.
Okay, so now you're showing preference because of her choices. She made this choice to get pregnant, and so she gets special privileges for that?
It doesn't matter. I'm trying to
Okay, so you have no justification for your
her
action.
stress and
Why?
her love.
Why are you? She could be a fucking mass murderer just because she's pregnant.
Who
Doesn't make her
fuck cares? There's a baby in there.
Who gives a shit? She might not even want the damn baby. So what I'm saying is like you're justifying all of this stuff, but you have no real legitimate reason to justify your actions.
Look, either way,
okay,
they both were fucking wrong, okay? He was wrong for going back in the fucking store and confronting her. She was wrong for trying to make it a racial issue. I don't really care.
Tough.
Just like if I had to give a house to somebody, and I had to choose this guy or the pregnant woman on the left, I'm going to choose the fucking pregnant lady.
Why?
I'm going to say fuck him and give her the house.
Why?
I'll get him another house.
Where are you
But I'm going to give her the house.
Is this you publishers clearing it out? Where are you getting all these houses from, Shannon?
What?
Where are you getting all these houses from?
I'm just using that as an example. I'm trying to lessen the stress on this pregnant woman because stress is not good for the baby.
But shouldn't she have made that decision before she got pregnant with the baby, realizing that she was in a stressful situation?
He made it a stressful situation by confronting her.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the house.
Like I said, I imagine that pregnancy hormones is worse than being on your fucking period.
Okay.
Because I know how I am on my fucking period.
But guess what?
So if you bother me while I'm on my
here's
fucking
my thing,
period,
though. Obviously
I'm
she's
going to
okay.
bite your fucking head off.
But obviously she's okay with that, and that's not justifiable. Your actions are not justifiable just because you're going.
You're going to get your head bit off with it. Okay?
And then if a man responds back accordingly, then who's at fault? This is why I say we have all these justifications for things that are not valid. This is not excusable just because you feel a particular kind of way. So should a man breaks his foot? Should he get special treatment for a broken foot? Should he get to skip everybody in line, even the pregnant, because he has a
yes,
legitimate concern?
I would put him before everybody else in line. I put a motherfucker who doesn't have a leg before anybody else in line.
Okay, so when do you get to start making the rules of who gets to go first and who doesn't get to go first? What if I was here first? First come, first serve. So this person gets to skip me because I was here first?
Like I said, if my lane is open, when I was working at grocery stores, if my lane is open and all the other lanes are full, I'll ring up whoever first. If I see a motherfucker who has one missing leg, I'm going to ring him up first. If I see a pregnant bitch, I'm going to ring her up first.
So if people are in line and you see a pregnant woman come and get in the line, you just going to let her skip everybody in line and ring her up first?
If I could, yes. But I can't, so no.
I fired the shit out your ass. You would be fired on your first day fucking with me. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. First come, first serve.
Like I said, if I saw a motherfucker with his leg missing, if I could move him in front of the line in front of everybody else, I would do that too.
But you can't do that. That would have to be up to the person, that the people that are behind. Hey, you know what? I feel sorry for this person, or I feel, particular. Hey, man, you can go ahead and skip me. Or hey, you can go ahead and skip me. Hey, go ahead and get your stuff, man. I appreciate it. But again, what if he broke his leg kicking a kid off a cliff and then he kind of tripped and fell too? Who knows these services? So we're just giving people special treatment because we're feeling sorry for them.
What is with these hypothetical situations?
Hypothetical? You giving away hypothetical houses. So what are you talking about?
Because that's what I would do. I mean, this motherfucker ain't got no leg and she's pregnant. I mean,
I don't even know how we got here, honestly. I'm just saying, all you had to do was just say,
this is the most random conversation.
If she wouldn't have took all them groceries in the line, there wouldn't have been a situation for him to come back to and complain about. This wouldn't even be a
no, because he just felt irritated for whatever fucking reason and just chose to come back in the store and confront her for having five motherfucking more items. It's only 5 more items. Who gives a shit? She acted like she had a cart of 100 items. No, she had a cart of 100 items and 10 items or less, then go ahead and confront her.
Listen to what
but
you're saying.
But she had 15 or 20, or I don't give a fuck.
Listen to what you're saying now, okay? I don't know why I keep calling her. Now, listen to what you're saying. So, it's okay for her to be irritated because of the circumstances that she chose to put herself in. Because she's pregnant, whatever happens.
It takes two to tango, Honcho.
No, you don't change the story. Just listen.
It takes two to tango, Honcho. She didn't get pregnant on her own.
Okay, he didn't get irritated on his own. Okay, where her husband is and all that ain't got shit to do with it. She chose to get pregnant. See how you bringing in players that ain't even in the story. You bringing in NPCs that's not even in the game. Right?
These hypothetical situations.
This ain't no hypothetical.
You taking up for him because he's a man.
No, this is not a hypothetical. I don't care if it would have been a woman that had the same issue. I don't care if it would have been anybody. All I'm saying is the colors and the characters don't matter to me. That's what y'all got to understand. To y'all, they matter. The color, the character, the sex, the gender. I don't care if it would have been a fucking tranny attacker and it was a non-binary express lane crosser. So all I'm saying is,
a tranny depending on what it is. It's a man or a woman.
Okay, it does. None of it matters. But what I'm saying here is this: if the person in the express lane would not have exceeded the rules knowingly, they can read, they're literate. But
Honcho, how many times have you went in the express lane with more items than you should?
Never. I've never done it.
Oh, you fucking lying.
I've never done it.
You are lying because I heard you say you had.
I've never done it. I was just doing that because I wanted to fit in with everybody else.
Saw that. I bet you have.
But here's the deal, though. Here's the benefit, right? And this is the way the world works. It's a beautiful thing. If somebody would have said, hey, man, you got too many items. I'm like, yeah, I got a couple items more. And then if they would have said something, then we would have handled whatever happened, or however it would have got handled, and that would have been it. I wouldn't have ran outside, got on Snapchat or Facebook. Man, this person told me something about me doing something wrong. And
because you're not a woman. I mean, seriously, women do.
That does not justify.
Women do all kinds of shit emotionally. Like, you know how many times I didn't when I was putting chemicals in my hair during my period, it was pissed off and went dyed my hair and shit, and then went cut my hair and shit.
What does this have to do with anything anywhere in the world? What does this have to do with the South American
Because we're women, we're crazy.
You know, there's gorillas and animals in the South American rainforest that are losing their homes, acres by the minute. So how is this helping them?
What does the gorilla have to do with this?
I don't know. What does this chemicals in your hair have to do with it? Like I'm just saying, none of this stuff makes any sense.
The point is, I do all kinds of crazy shit on my period, and I'm a moody bitch. If you bother me,
what does a period have to do with this? Pregnant women ain't having periods. That's why they pregnant or whatever. So what does a period have to do with this woman being pregnant, who is not her first kid? So she's well aware of how.
Like I said that. I imagine that pregnancy is emotionally worse than being on your period.
You don't have factual evidence, but you imagine, right? You imagine.
Because I've never been pregnant myself, but I've been around pretty much a lot of emotional bitch cousins and shit. So
since you've never been pregnant,
like one of my cousins is fucking 8 months pregnant right fucking now.
Yeah, that's not my problem.
With her 9th child.
Hey, if she getting that line with 15 items, I'm gonna tell her something. Now here's the deal. All right. You've never been pregnant. I've never been pregnant. So now we're neutralized. That whole conversation is neutralized. Whether you didn't been on a period or whatever, that has nothing to do with this conversation.
The point is, he argued with an emotional pregnant woman instead of just going around his day.
She could have used what's the shit? She could have used the fucking one of them delivery services. She could have set her ass at home. She a congresswoman. She could afford it. She could have used one of them delivery services, and they could have brought the groceries right to her. She could have used one of them pull-up services. I don't know if Publix got that shit, but she could have used one of them services. They could have brought it to the door. So if she knows she emotional and irrational, she don't even got to deal with nobody. But she probably would have said that the delivery person told her to go back to her country or some shit. Like, my thing is this: if she didn't break the rules, bend the rules, or whatever y'all want to justify it as, if she didn't violate the rule, he wouldn't have had anything to be irritated about.
He just went about his day. It didn't inconvenience him. He got in another fucking line and checked out and was gone.
What if he wanted the express lane?
Was out the door already.
What if he wanted the express lane? How's that not inconvenient? If he had to walk 5
hold on, wait. So he has the right to confront her because he wanted the express lane.
If he only had 3 items and she had 15, I do believe so.
Okay, if he only had 3 items, then
he had 3 items.
I don't know. It's first come, first serve. At least at the stores I work at.
It's not no first come, first serve. It's express lane, 10 items or less. This is supposed to be convenient for customers who are trying to get in and out. You read the sign saying.
But was she already in the lane and he was already checked out and he was already out the door? Then who gives a fuck? He checked out his 3 items already.
It doesn't matter. She deliberately violated knowingly.
And another thing, is this the only express lane?
Obviously. I guess the only one that was open. Maybe they do a Walmart style. All I'm saying is this, like, quit worrying about hypotheticals. This is the facts. These are the facts. Before anything else happened, this woman had 15 items and chose to go in a 10 items or less lane. when other lanes were open. These are the facts. Period.
Like I
That's
said,
it.
no,
So
that's not a fact because we don't know
we
if somebody
do
if
know.
we don't know if any
We
employee at
do
the
know.
store told her to go through that lane. We don't know that.
Trust me, if they would have, the way this woman was making these accusations and saying these, she would have said it. I guarantee
Because
it.
she's
She would
a
have said.
trendy,
She would have said
blonde-haired,
because that
emotional,
would
pregnant bitch.
no, because that would have bolstered her argument. So she definitely was. Well, the employee told me to come here. This is why I went here. She definitely would have threw that information out there. She did not ever say that because that did not happen. Y'all women keep saying, well, what if we don't? It did not happen. I guarantee she would have said it if it would have happened, because that would help strengthen her argument. And then she would have a
You
case.
the
And
fuck,
look,
they both were wrong.
look, and then
She was wrong for
and
trying to make it a racial issue, and he was wrong for going back in the store and confronting her, which caused this whole thing.
no, what caused the whole thing is too many.
Because he decided, because he wanted that lane, and there is a fucking spider in front of me.
Like I said, all I'm saying is this: express lane with a visible sign that says 10 items or less. You feel like, you know what? Nah, fuck that sign. I got too many items. I'm still gonna go here. I have, what is that? 150% of the motherfucking items or whatever. And
Like I said, does it really matter? Because he caused himself distress,
no, she
all this stress because he chose to confront her. He chose to go back in the store and cause himself all this stress.
If she would have never had too many items, this would have never been an incident.
Once again, if he would have minded his own business and just went about his day, we wouldn't be talking about this.
If she would have got on the internet saying that it was a racist attack and tried to charge this man with a hate crime.
They both were acting like children.
This is tough. I think you can't have people having children acting like children. That's not a good look.
He acted completely childish by going in the store instead of being a better person and just walking on and going about his day. And she was childish for trying to make it a race issue. They both were wrong. I don't care who started what. They both were in the wrong.
All right. I have nothing else. I'm just you go. I see how y'all. I'm starting to notice a trend, and I'm just going to leave it at that.
Notice the trend is what?
Nothing. I have no.
I told you I'm very superstitious. I believe it is bad luck to argue and fight with a pregnant person.
You're the only person
That's the only reason I don't argue and fight with my cousins where they pregnant.
Ever in my life, you're the only person I've ever heard say some shit like that.
Okay. That's 10 years bad luck.
Now you done assigned some time to. Wow, so it's worse to argue with a pregnant woman than it is to break a mirror. All right, Shannon. Well, hey, Miss Shannon, I appreciate the call. It's about that time. I have no further questions, Your Honor. We have gone. We've gone to the sunken place. You ain't getting no pistachios for this nonsense. I'm gone.
You gonna give me some pistachios? You started this nonsense.
See again.
You started this nonsense.
Blame it in for nothing. See what I'm saying? Wow.
You started this nonsense because you mad that that man did not get in that express lane before her.
I have nothing. That's nothing. Again, like I say, the info is out there. I'm going, Miss Shannon. But I appreciate your call.
Bye.
Bye. Look, I understand stress, pregnant, compassion, all that stuff. Take one last call. I done went past. I said I was only gonna do an hour and a half, but we might as well see. We argued with Shannon and almost put us on the brink. We'll take one last call, and then after that, we will wrap it up. Cause I gotta go here in a minute. I got some other. I gotta get ready for some salt stuff. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Yeah, it's Dre, man.
Dre, what's the motherfucking deal, Dre? How you feeling about today's topic, man?
I got a question.
Yeah, what's happening?
What? Video feed just causing too much feedback here. What was in her cart? Do we know?
What was in her cart?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not sure.
Because, you know, like if somebody has like a box of crackers and then like 3 boxes of like the same thing, they consider that one item instead of 3. And then they have like 3 of something else, they consider that one item instead of 3. But then all of a sudden, somebody else looks at it as 6 items. No, I was just wondering if it was something like that was going on, where it's like one person looks at it like 15, the other person looks at it like 9 or 10 or whatever.
I understand. Yeah. No, I don't know. Like I said, apparently, you know, he told her to show the receipts. I don't know if she showed receipts or not. I have no idea. But I think that would be interesting. I think that would solve a lot of problems if she did, you know, show what she had. But who knows? Who knows what she was buying? And I guess at the same time, there's no point. Where's the receipts? In the interview is the receipts, Miss Meat with the receipt. All right, Miss Bell. And okay, so she still went into that thing. So she had 12 and the daughter had 3. 3 plus 12 is 15. Now, that would have been easily accessible, especially if you're doing 2 transactions and you're in an express lane. That's not an express action. Those are multiple actions. Go to a regular lane where it's convenient with somebody who only has 3 items, because he only had 3 items. How our daughter got you know, as many items as he do. You got 2 or 3 transactions going on. But yeah, so I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not sure what she had though.
The whole thing seems strange.
Yeah, I agree.
Like the whole thing with the social media thing, though, it's like it's just that time, just that age right now where almost everything goes to social media. The problem with it is how she tried to spin it, but the whole thing's fucked up. That's the thing. The whole thing is can't say one person's at fault without blaming the other. Because, yeah, he has a right to say something if he thinks she's over a thing, but at the same time, me personally, 15 items in a 10, like, if it's the 15 pure different items in a 10 item thing, I'm not saying shit about it. I'm probably not even counting it if I'm the person behind. I'm just waiting my time, but I can't be mad at the person that does sit there and count it. But being mad enough to go back in, that's some other level type stuff.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree that it was a petty action on this man's behalf, but nothing. Just like her, and everybody justified, well, she didn't do anything illegal. He didn't do anything illegal. He didn't. He used his rights to speech and deal with whatever repercussions come with that. And he executed his rights. There was nothing wrong with what he did. Now,
right.
to
and the only thing
I'm sorry.
The only thing I wonder is, like, does this guy have OCD or something like that? Because if he has OCD, then that explains that perfectly to me and makes it completely understandable. Because then the thing would stick in his head from inside the store, and he would not have the ability to let go of it. Which, like with my statement about like what was in her cart, it's stuff that people are talking about and talking loud, but not thinking about. Because nobody's thinking about what she had in her cart to be like, well, okay, well, that's different. And nobody's thinking about the guy's mindset. It's all about it's fucked up that he went back inside. And it's like, yeah, it is fucked up that he went back inside. But at the same time, if he had OCD or something, some other type of mind or disorder or something, then as messed up as it is, it's understandable. And like her going on social media, that's just the time we're living in. Everything's going on social media. like somebody has a kid that farts, and that's on social media. Like the kid has a hiccup, that's on social media. They're sitting there waiting with a camera trained on the kid, waiting for the first hiccup. That's on social media. And like on Facebook, everything. And it's just the times we live in. And then you get to like the media and politicians, and of course they're spinning it in the best way they can to make themselves look the best. And it's the times we're living in. And like, it's one of the things with Trump. I'm not pro or against or anything like that. I don't know enough about him other than the fact that guy had a bunch of money go through his hands, fail and succeed at times, whatever. But he's in the White House making a whole bunch of tweets all the time. Some people are complaining about it, but it's the times that we're living in, too. And, like, let's not forget, Obama had he gave a hell of a time to give up his BlackBerry, which was sort of the same thing. At that time, the BlackBerry was the thing, and everybody was, like, thinking BlackBerry numbers. But that's a long story, going longer now. But you understand what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, it's just, I mean, it is the time, and I mean, like I say, hey, free attention, especially when you're a politician. You know, what is that PR statement? All attention is good attention, or something like that. Whatever it is, all whatever. You can turn bad attention into good attention. Because what's going to happen is you're going to have people going to justify. They're going to believe what they want to believe because they're going to have certain cues and associations that they're going to relate to, and they're going to believe it because that's just what they choose to want to hear. You're going to have people who are going to be against it. Period. But in a way, people who support her, I guess it may have strengthened her base, or people who are believing some of the rhetoric that's being pushed around the United States at this time is going to strengthen their belief. See, it happened over here. They're not going to look to see what the real details of the story are. They're not going to really take a real world application to the problem and say, well, this is more than likely what happened. This is how normal people react. More than likely, this is what took place. And it probably was some old petty shit, but for her to take it to the level in which she did, don't believe it. It is what it is. So, again, it's just nonsense to me. Like I said, I have nothing. Honestly, and I've said it again, and I've said it before. I'll say it again. I have nothing wrong with any of this entire encounter until she went and got on social media and then turned it into a lie. Everything else was well within their rights. Him going and saying something, should he have? Probably not. Was it petty? Absolutely. But he was well within his rights to say something. So you can't say, he can't do this. He didn't break a law by saying anything. Her responding back, she was well within her rights to respond back and say whatever she wanted to say. If the store didn't make an issue about her having too many items, fine. Then they allow it. People break those rules all the time. But where it became a problem, and this is what people want to fail to acknowledge, because this is what turned it into what it is now, is when she got on social media and she lied about the statements that were made. She lied about her participation in the incident. She made it say, I just wanted to say, and I just couldn't say anything. I stood there in fear, and he came with his fist balled up. None of that happened. She was not in fear. She was the aggressor, and I knew she was the aggressor before they even said anything about seeing the video, because you can see how she approached him when the cameras were on. She wasn't emboldened by the cameras. That's just her demeanor. She's a bigger woman, way bigger than that little dude. She probably think that she could hit that dude with all kind of tiger uppercuts and tiger kicks, and would have put him down. Like, the dude is not threatening. You can just, his whole demeanor is non-threatening. Like, y'all can make all the excuses. Well, he's a man, and yeah, we know this. And sensible women know not to fight a man. We can't assume that she's sensible. There's a lot of women out there who feel like they can, especially who lean with certain beliefs and things, that feel like I could take a man out, or all men, they would love for that opportunity. But, and I'm not saying that's her, so don't say, oh, well, Honcho, you said, I didn't say that. I'm just saying not all women are sensible. There's a lot of women out there fighting men, because that's why you see the incidents that we have now. And he's not a threatening man. And the thing about that is, he wasn't going to pull out a Swiss Army knife or some shit. He probably, the way he talks, he's like, hey, well, you know what? With all due respect, ma'am, And he couldn't even want to say. He didn't even want to say what he said. He's like, "Well, I did call you a bitch." Like, there's no threatening anything. But to sit here and act like he came and he balled his fists up at me. The camera showed that there was no clenched fist whatsoever. So why add all these lies? That's when it became a problem, when you created this boogeyman that did not exist, and then you attach statements that were hot at the time with the Trump situation. Because you were black, you tried to leverage that. And again, my issue with that is not that, oh, I don't believe that nothing racist ever happened. But when you create false racist incidents, it takes away from the real situations that take place. People who really do go through racial prejudice or a situation where their life was in danger because of a racist situation, whatever it may be, those become less believable because, oh, there goes another one of those Jesse Smollets, another one of those Erica Thomases, and you don't believe it, and this person doesn't receive the necessary attention or support that they should because people don't believe what's going on when it really did happen. And that's my issue with it. This is not to say, oh, racism doesn't happen. This is not to say that, oh, it's completely wiped out. This is when people use that to their advantage, it undermines those who really go through those real issues. That's my problem.
Right. And right now, I want to see what they're going to be doing about Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. Oh. See, that's kind of funny too, because again, there's a lot of people. Oh, Trump not doing this for Puerto Rico. He's not, and a lot of that money that was getting over there was getting misappropriated. A lot of that shit was getting funneled through all the wrong channels, and a lot of money was getting fucked over and getting sent to the wrong people's pockets, and that's extremely unfortunate because it's sad. And then I'm gonna be honest. People are upset. Oh, he said some misogynistic stuff and he said some homophobic stuff. I don't give a shit. My problem is work getting done. If the work's not getting done,
right,
if people are not getting helped, then that's where we have a problem. I don't care what people say. I don't give a shit about that. People are too concerned with that. Like, they don't say the same shit in the privacy of their own homes. Like, they don't crack jokes in their circle amongst comfortable friends. Like, they don't do it. But because they find out other people are doing it, they try to put them on front streets. Oh, he's a misogynist. I'm a misogynist, okay? If any of you didn't know, I am a misogynist. I will be brutally open. Y'all come back and try to use this against me later on in life if you want to. I don't really give a shit. I objectify women, but at the same time, I respect what they have to say. But if I see a woman, I'm gonna look at her in a manner like, wow, she's fine, or she's this, or she's that. I absolutely do it. You know what I'm saying? I will not deny it. I have no shame in saying it. If I see a woman and she looks attractive, I'll be like, damn, what that do? I'm not finna act on it because I have sense and decency. But if she's attractive, she's sexy, I'm gonna look at her in that way. It is what it is. But now if we were to have a business conversation or a sensible conversation or like a conversation like we have here in the den when the ladies call in, I'm not looking at them like that when we're having these conversations or anything like that. It's not what it is. I mean, it's just part of being a man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
exactly.
It's just, it is what it is, man. That's just the problem that we have in society. We try to make people stray away from their natural nature, I guess. I don't know, natural, habits or whatever you want, tendencies. And then shame them for it. And they're like, oh, come on, man, stop that stuff.
And that thing with Epstein, you think it was a publicity stunt, or you think he really tried to kill himself?
That's interesting. I need to look a little bit more into it because I'm not gonna lie. I did a little bit of headline surfing on it, and I need to actually read some articles to kind of get some more details. But I heard something about him being curled up in the fetal position, but he did have there's supposed to be another inmate in there, and I think it's probably more publicity stunt than anything. Then people were talking about, what is it, the Clinton body count? They were saying that they believe the Clintons are behind. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on, so I have to look into a lot of stuff before I really give some views on it. But I will probably talk about it tonight, though. It'll be part of the conversation. I got a conversation tonight. I'm finna set the den on fire tonight, so I hope y'all have y'all wear some fire retardant clothing tonight because I'm setting the den on fire tonight. Goddamn.
Okay, so that means I got some research to do.
All right. Well, anything else that you would like to add there, Dre?
No, that's everything.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate you calling in.
All right.
And hopefully hear from you tonight, man.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right.
Okay. Bye.
Shout out to Dre, man. Now, before you get ready to wind it down, like I'm going over bluff. I know I got started late. It's actually perfect time for these motherfuckers to come with this goddamn lawn equipment fucking shit up. Yeah, I gotta get some stuff in order. I got some some salt stuff to do. Okay. But okay, so wow. So what you just said right there. So, but what she tried to do is get this man pressed for a hate crime. Is that justifiable? You know what I'm saying? It was an incident between two people, period, point blank. It should have never went to social media. She shouldn't be out here trying to bring a lawyer. She's trying to capitalize off this incident. Come on, my nigga. You just gonna blow out on the garage right now? You know, like, you can't wait 5 minutes? It'll be done in like 5 minutes. Just gonna be rude like that? Get on. Come on. Stop the scenario. But all I'm saying is, like, so she tried to capitalize off all that, just like Shannon's trying to capitalize off these pistachios right now. You know what I'm saying? It should have been exactly what it was and then left in that store. It should have never left public. You say the video's on, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna look at the video myself, and look, we might have to do another video breakdown. But yeah, but there was no crime committed. That's what I'm saying. He was well within his rights. Everything he did, he didn't touch her, he didn't assault her. From what I heard, I'm gonna watch the video before I say anything else about it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. He look, we talking about starting small businesses. Look, he finna hop on that truck with the rest of the crew, and they gonna slide out. I'm gonna see which one it is. I can't tell. You know, they be having all the shit on the face of the glass. I don't know which one it is. Might be my partner Enrique though. So how she should have responded? There was nothing wrong with how she responded. That's what I'm saying. You worried about the response. There's nothing wrong with her. She shouldn't have said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'll never do it again." She didn't have to say that. It's not an issue. Listen, lucky Scott ain't here. I'd have to, anyway, no. But there was nothing wrong with her response, whatever she responded, even if she did respond to him aggressively. The problem became when she got on social media. That's it. Call him a racist. I mean, they're trying to stream and you're rudely blowing it. You're a goddamn racist. That's all it was. Like, and that's what I've been saying. And like, we worry about, he shouldn't have never said this. People have the right to argue all day long about whatever pisses them off. There's nothing wrong with that. He did nothing wrong. She did nothing wrong. Petty, trivial, absolutely. But legally, no one did anything wrong. Because here's the deal, and this is how I look at it, and I've been kind of just leaving this out, but this is how I look at it. If she'll go and lie on this man for a situation like this and elevate it into something that it wasn't, what makes her any different from a woman who lies about a rape charge? What's to make it any different because she got caught up in something? What's to make it any different between like the people who lied about, black dudes kidnapping their kids and running off and all this other stuff? What makes it any different? I told you she didn't have to do anything different. Just don't get on social media. You keep avoiding the answer. I've said it like 3 times. There's nothing wrong with what she did. Just don't go on social media lying. Or she could have got on social media and told the truth instead of lied. That's it. It's that simple. Have the interaction. Apparently, because they even said that when they were arguing, the Publix employee told him after they got escalated, hey, that he needed to leave, and he left. That's it. End of interaction. She laughing with her daughter. They said that's supposed to be on film. Obviously, now you get home and you marinate on it. Let me change my... Matter of fact, that's very important. I want to see the video. I want to see if she's wearing the same shirt in the video that she's wearing when she's not home crying. That's very important. And so my thing is this. You respond however you want to respond. There's nothing wrong with that. She could cuss the motherfucker out and get all in his face, do all this, as long as she don't physically harm him, as long as he don't physically touch her. She buys her groceries and goes home. End of story. She goes home, and now it's like only one trying to get the pistachio hustle on. But all she had to do is it was that. There was nothing wrong with the way she responded. You know what I'm saying? That's what I've been saying. There's nothing wrong with the way she responded. I have no fault on her for the situation started because she went to the wrong lane. Or she went to a lane with more than necessary. If the store accepted it, fine. It happens all the time. If the man didn't like it, he didn't physically abuse her. He just made it. He felt like he wanted to say something. You have the right to say. If you're wearing if a woman is out and she has natural hair, I told y'all, right? Is it my place to go up and say, hey, I love your hair. I think your hair looks really good. Even though that's a flip side, I have the right to say that. Now, whether she takes it and runs with it negatively or positively, that's her right. You can say stuff to people. That's America. That's how it works. Okay, so he he has the right to say something to her. If he'd have went up to her, if he'd have thought about it, debated, and came back to the store and said, "Oh, you look stunningly, you're glowing with beauty because you're pregnant," and left, it wouldn't have been a thing. Nobody would have had a problem about him saying anything to her. But now she should have minded business. If he would have gave her a compliment, there would be no mind your business, nothing going on. Oh, he's so sweet. He talked about a beautiful black pregnant woman. This is what I'm saying. Like, the double standard was he has the right to say what he wants to say. What she doesn't have the right to do is go and slander that man's name and say that he said stuff that he didn't say. And I hope he sues the shit out of motherfucking ass. Because now you got people threatening his life. Now he has this image painted on him that he did. Because trust me, if he did that shit, he's not running on to the fucking camera to try to defend himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he said if he felt the right to say something was fine. But here's the thing. But he didn't, apparently he had to try to think about it. He didn't want to address her directly. So he tried to get it handled through the proper channels. If they weren't going to handle it and they said, well, hey, we can't say anything, it's corporate policy, you can say something, no. Well, then now they're directing you saying, well, you're the proper channel, you got to handle it. And so he said something because obviously he felt bothered enough by it to even say something to the customer service reps. So obviously something was bothering him about that. You know what I mean? And that's the crazy stuff, man. Like, was she gonna? No, she would have got on there talking about, hey, this man at the store said I was a glowing model of beauty for pregnant black women, and he also said the dye job on my hair was exquisite. You know, hell no, it wouldn't have been none of that shit. But what it would have been was, but again, because that's not a point that you can politicize. But because you could take that, she was self-aware of her situation and selfish. She used that to her advantage. And that's what politicians do, exactly, Dre. So, made it go full circle. I gotta get out of here and get something to eat, man. I ain't ate shit all day, trying to intermittent fast and shit. Shit is shenanigans. But here's my deal, man. I'm finna watch the video. I'm finna see what's going on with it. We gonna continue on, but tonight. You know what I'm saying? Nah, it ain't no free. Look, hey, y'all gonna find any way to make it shake. She moonwalked when she was clapping? Okay. Tonight, all I'm going to tell y'all, all of you, I want y'all to look up something called slave play, especially the black women in here. Because I really want y'all's opinion tonight. Because we're gonna talk about a variety of things, but I want y'all to look up something called slave play. Okay? Slave play, not plate. Ain't nobody cleaning plates. Slave play. Play. Look, this ain't Star Search, goddammit, only one lie. You've been singing and all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? Slave play. Yes. Look that up. I want y'all to learn about it. Even check out your homegirl Rihanna talking about it. And there's a lot of other things. I want y'all to get some information about that. Quite modern. I want y'all to learn about the it is. It probably is. If you can read about it without seeing some of the details, I guess, without seeing the details, but there's plenty of information out about what it's about. I want y'all to see the person who wrote it, the director. I want y'all to know about the characters in there. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to be familiar. At Honcho HTX, Instagram, Twitter. Follow my personal social medias. I appreciate everybody who has. Like the video and subscribe, man. Share it with your friends who like good content, who like to argue. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, DenShowLive@gmail. Everything is Den Show Live, man. What's it, Thursdays? Tomorrow we'll have the last 1 p.m. den of the week. 7 days a week, 10 p.m. Central. Again, shows are 2 hours because people tried to accost me last night. You're ending early. 2 hours. The dens are 2 hours now. Den Show Podcast Saturday. We will be live doing a live podcast. You want to get some Den Show merch? Go to Den Show Shop. Show some love. Shout out to everybody who's copped some merch. I appreciate all that. 833-284-3336. If you want to call the den, text the den. You got something on your mind, screenshots, news, whatever it may be. Appreciate all that. Streamlabs.com/The Den Show if you want to make a one-time donation to the channel, and patreon.com/The Den Show. if you want to make a monthly pledge. And I know I've been neglecting the Patreon for. I'm gonna drop an influx of content for y'all before the month is over with. Like I said, just been tweaking on some other things, and like I said, I got a project that I've been working on in the meantime. And I guess again, done is better than perfect. It'll never be perfect because there's always upgrades and you always learn. So I'm gonna get some stuff done for y'all, and I may share some of that with y'all. Shout out to K Grace, James, Stina Stariat, Dan the Man, Diana, Miss Goya, Betty Spaghetti, and Donald Trump. I appreciate all of y'all for supporting the long-term success of this community via Patreon. And everybody else, man, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. We don't argue. It's just what we do. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, look, yes, calls tip. I'm gonna get back strict on the 10-minute rule because I know I argue with Shannon for a goddamn 30 minutes and shit. But yes, slave play. Shannon. It is some Shannon shit. This some shit she definitely she gonna be into. But I'm gonna tell y'all about some of y'all people and the shit that y'all support. And this is y'all to start understanding why, some of us think and operate the way that we do, And maybe some of y'all will still be on the same train. Some of y'all may think differently. I'm not here to change your mind. I just want understanding. That's all it is. I guess I give Shannon these pistachios. So yeah, slave play is some other stuff. So I want y'all to look into that, and we're gonna talk about that tonight. We're gonna talk about some other things, kind of in relation to the brief conversation we had about Marianne Williamson and all the white people hugging all of her. We got a lot. It's gonna be. I'm telling y'all, bring your fire retardant clothing. I'm setting it down on fire tonight. You know what I'm saying? So it's going down. But with that being said, I'm finna go get something to eat. Kenneth, go work on your footwork. With that being said, y'all be cool like y'all be cool. I'm chunking up the deuce, and I am out. Well, I guess I'm finna steal somebody. Is Sweetberry in here? Oh, never mind. I was gonna say shit. Damn, I was gonna try to get my pistachio hustle on, but I seen her make a comment. God damn. Y'all better guard your nuts. Sweetberry gonna be on top of this. Well, I'm done. No comment. No further questions, Your Honor. I'm out of here.